It is Friday, September 13th. In the morning, I am working and want to start a new reading vlog. I'm going to try this reading vlog doing it a week of reading. Just kind of how my week goes, working from home, dealing with chronic illness. I saw this meme, not even a meme, it was just, a graphic that basically said people with chronic illnesses spend Saturday sort of recovering from the week, especially if fatigue or chronic pain are parts of your chronic illness. And then on Sunday, they prepare for the week ahead. And that I just have never related to something so much. That is pretty much what happens on my weekends. I try to do something social, get out of the house, either during the week or the weekend sometimes if energy and pain are at a tolerable level, and I could do both. As a single adult living by myself, my energy goes all towards my job and being able to do that job during the week. And I've said before, I'll say it again, I'll say it forever. I'm so thankful for my work and for my boss, who is super understanding, and I can work from home when I need to. I can go into the office when I need to, and I have a lot of flexibility. With that said, I expect it to be a pretty low-key weekend. We were out of town last weekend, so I still need to catch up on laundry. I need to clean the house a little bit, and I need to meal prep if I have the energy for those things. Today, I am working. I have a few errands to run. I try to run those before the schools get out. I live by a lot of schools. So once the high school lets out, traffic is a nightmare. And it is fall weather. Sorry, I have a cat right here and he is scratching. It is actually fall-like weather and I am loving it. So I hope to be able to get outside to do some reading. The backyard isn't super aesthetic. It's not, there's not a lot out there, but it serves our purposes. It's got a fenced-in yard. I have a little deck with a beautiful lounge chair that my friend gifted me last year. And yeah, it's a perfect little reading spot. So what am I reading? Let's get to that. So it is September, so it's Shorty September and Series September. So I just saw the graphics for the Scooby-Doo readathon, which is by, I'm looking because I'll forget, the Beach Bum Bookworm, who is Tiffany. She's awesome. I love doing sprints with them. Books with Amy Marie, who I just found. Storm Reads, who is another awesome booktuber who I do sprints with sometimes. And then Sonia with an I, who I have just met as well through YouTube. And she's on sprints. So that is awesome. It's hard for me to keep up with all the readathons. I'm having a hard time keeping up with all the great booktubers. There's so many good ones that I keep finding new ones every day, every week, I feel like. So I'm catching up with readathons in the moment as they happen. So Scooby-Doo readathon is basically, from what I understand, it's basically a like reading prompts, and like you roll a dice and pick a character based on what you roll, and then there's prompts for each character from Scooby-Doo. So I'm going to try and do all 3 readathons in this week. That would be, like I said, Shorty September, Series September, and Scooby-Doo-a-thon. Is that right? Scooby-Doo readathon. What I'm currently reading. So I'm currently reading or listening to the audiobook of Devout by Anna Gazmarian. This is one of my NetGalley books. I'm trying, y'all. I did a NetGalley read and did a review, and so I'm at 1%. I love it. I'm at 1%. But I'm trying to improve my NetGalley. I think I've been approved for like 15 or 16 books, or 15 or 16 books. So I'm getting there. This is a memoir about a woman who was raised in the evangelical church, Christian church, and is diagnosed with bipolar, and kind of how that diagnosis does not mesh well with her evangelical community. I am enjoying this. I don't remember who the audio narrator is. It might be Anna herself. I can't remember. I'm about 4 or 5 chapters in. This book is 167 pages, so it will count for Shorty September. I'm also reading A Matter of Appearance, a memoir by Emily Wells, which is a memoir about a woman who is a ballerina and then develops an autoimmune disorder that impacts her dancing. And a lot of that stuff rings true. My sister's a ballerina. I have an autoimmune disorder. So 2 stories in one, maybe? No. So I'm reading this. It does read a lot more academic than I expected. Just comparing to memoirs, Devout is a straight her story. A Matter of Appearance is comparing or talking about the history of women in the medical community and with any kind of invisible illness. And so we're talking about the history of hysteria, the early days of psychological disorders, Freud, all that kind of stuff. I don't know that I'll finish this week, because it's the things that read more academic, it just takes me longer because they're not as engaging necessarily. They're interesting, just not like, I gotta pick this up kind of thing. It's 180 pages, so that would be a Shorty September book as well. I'm also reading, my chair keeps turning, So Lucky by Nicola Griffith. This is a book about a woman who develops multiple sclerosis and how she adapts to that in her life. I'm not super loving this, but I'm over halfway through, so I will finish this one soon and give a full review. I think it's 178, so this is for Shorty September as well. I'm also currently doing a buddy read of John Irving's A prayer for Owen Meany. So I'll be reading some more of this week as well. So anyway, that's a really long clip to tell you what I'm reading, what I'm doing, what we're doing here together. And we'll see what I read and see what I get up to this week. Hi, welcome to Saturday morning, September 14th. I am doing something that most chronically ill people will understand. I am filling my meds for the week. I have one for the morning. I really should have one for the evening because I do have evening meds, but I never know what I'm going to feel like I need at night. They're not all, I don't have, and I say that, I don't have a ton of meds. Some of them are supplements as well, but like I don't know how much pain meds I need at night. It changes. We're also sitting here, the dogs just ate and they're staring at me because I have one of their favorite things that I'm about to eat, which is a banana. And these little treats, these little Larabar kids chocolate chip cookies. If I need something quick to get medicine down, make sure it goes down. These are my current favorites. I do kind of cycle through different things, but I'm not really feeling full breakfast this morning. So typically I eat more than just a banana and a little cookie. But I don't actually eat bananas that often. But my beagle loves them. And so since he got diagnosed with cancer, I've been having a lot of them. Okay, so that's breakfast, doing my meds. What about reading? So I finished 2 books yesterday. I finished Devout by Anna Gazmarian. This is a memoir about Anna's experience as a Christian, being raised in evangelical churches, and then being diagnosed with bipolar disorder. It really focuses mostly on her faith and the experience that she has with the churches. She goes to several different churches where kind of the school of thought, the teaching is that if you have a mental health issue, you're not right with God. There's something, if you just trust God more, He will heal you. And this is unfortunately something that happens a lot in my experience in evangelical churches. And I think it's a shortcoming that honestly needs to be addressed, that they don't deal with mental health very well. And what I appreciated about this memoir is that Anna does work with a Christian counselor and relates kind of what she's feeling and experiencing back to scripture. I think there's room for improvement for sure for evangelical churches and how they deal with mental illness. It is not, just saying platitudes or, God won't give you more than you can handle, and give it to God and it will, He'll take it from you. And
those are not super helpful things to say to people who have mental health issues or any issues, any disability in any way. So I did really enjoy this. 4 stars. It is a NetGalley. My second NetGalley. Yay. I need to write a review for it. The other one I finished was So Lucky by Nicola Griffith. This is about a woman who is on top of everything she wants. She has a marriage. She has a great job with a nonprofit, a home, you know, all these great things. And then it all comes crumbling down, according to the book, when she's diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I did not like this book. I don't know if I'm not smart enough for it. Is it? I don't know. I wonder if the intent wasn't to kind of show an internal struggle with internalized ableism. As someone who was also diagnosed with a chronic illness in adulthood, that's definitely a reality, is dealing with your own internalized ableism. You know, I should be able to do this, or I used to be able to do that, and why can't, you know, just struggling with that in adulthood diagnosis. But then it just, like, people are after her, and she's like having to secure her house like a fortress. It was just really strange. I had sort of high hopes for this because it's written by a woman with MS. And I think, you know, there's a lot of it that you can tell is written by someone who knows what they're talking about with MS. You know, how it feels inside your body, how the drugs react, how going to different doctors and getting different treatment and trying to have a life and a job and those kind of things. All of that commentary feels pretty accurate, but there is a lot of the internalized ableism and then just going off the rails with people are after her or something. So yeah, this is a 2-star for me. It's kind of disappointing. I'm continuing, which I need to read this today and get caught up with A Prayer for Oamini by John Irving. I'm enjoying it. It's not plot heavy at all. It's basically about our main character. I feel like he's just telling his memories of his friend Oamini. So, I don't know. I'm enjoying it though. It's I've read John Irving before, and his writing is a good flow for me. Unfortunately, I could not get the audiobook for it, so it is definitely a physical read. The other book I'm going to try today is Enlightenment by Sarah Perry. This is up for the Booker. It's on the Booker long list, but I have it out from the library, and it's due back. It has no renewals on it, so it's due back in a couple of days. So I'm just going to try a couple chapters and see if I want to try and keep it out, or which would mean we get 10 free days from my library to keep a book, and then they freeze your account. So because our library doesn't charge, well, one of my libraries doesn't charge anymore for late fees. But I don't like keeping things out if I'm not gonna read it. So let me see if I like the first chapter and go from there. Trying a new medicine, and anytime if you deal with chronic illness, you know, if you try a new medication, which there is no clear treatment for myalgic encephalomyelitis. But this is a new treatment that I'm just going to try. It's supposed to help with brain fog and help me through my work day, because that is usually what impacts me the most at work. Because I can work from home, I can work from bed if I'm having like lots of pain with my heating pad or whatever. But brain fog is kind of hard to work through. Having difficulty finding words, making sentences, things like that. So this new medicine is supposed to help with that. But anytime you add a new medication, it definitely brings on side effects that you just kind of have to see if you can work through. Some meds, the side effects are just too great, and it's person by person how you're going to be affected by it. So I'm dealing with that too this weekend. So that's kind of why I'm not really planning to do much. Like an added factor to that. But yeah, I want to clean. I was out of town last week. And I need to do laundry. So yeah. I'm going to take the Beagle to Starbucks this morning because he wants a pup cup. He always wants a pup cup. And when you are sick, you can do that. He knows the routine, so we'll also do that.
Okay, so I am currently still reading A Prayer for Oamini, and I'm sort of working on the chronic illness memoir, just not reading it very fast because it reads more academic. But I wanted to pick a book for the Scooby-Doo readathon because I'm trying to do 3 readathons in this 1 week reading vlog. I know, trying to do a lot in one. I am currently uploading a video. So let's roll the dice. All right, so I just printed out the instructions, sort of. And so we're gonna roll the dice first. So we got a 2. I'm doing Roll As You Go, the mood reader. The 2 is Velma. Book with an orange cover, clues, mystery, STEM, fall setting, coffee, or strong female character. Those are all things I like. Yeah, so let me see what I can find. Okay, so for the role I got, Velma, we're going to go with a book with a strong female character, and I am going to read Margaret Atwood's The Testament. This will also work for series September. It's the second in the Handmaid's Tale series, I guess is what they call it. And I'm excited to read this. I just read The Handmaid's Tale last month, and so yeah, we'll go with this one. Forgot to mention, I'm also doing a quick buddy read with my friend Andy of O Caledonia by Elspeth Barker. This is very short. Andy reads super fast. So this is for Shorty September. I am going to read this as well. So I've got a few books going on, but that's pretty typical for me. I like to have variety and options there. Good morning. It is Monday, September 16th. I am in the same spot because nothing much happened yesterday. I think I mentioned that I'm kind of starting with a new medication for my chronic illness, and I honestly don't know if it's fatigue from the new medicine, which typically when you start a new medicine, it makes some of your symptoms worse. But fatigue was horrible yesterday. Spent most of it on the couch. So I didn't read much either. I'm continuing to work through A Matter of Appearance by Emily Wells. I am doing my buddy read for A Prayer for Meany. I am behind on this. It is, and again, memory bad. Don't remember if I said this is it's 600 pages, but it's 9 chapters. And so I try and read a chapter at a time. But chapter 5, which is where I'm at, I should be, based on our schedule, I should be at chapter 6. Chapter 5, I feel like, is 100 pages. So I am halfway through chapter 5. So I'm a little behind on that. I want to catch up on that. And then I really want to start O Caledonia by Elspeth Barker today. I'm going to do a quick buddy read with my friend Andy. I really enjoy reading with Andy, so she has this out from the library, so we'll do that really fast. And then this is going to be my big book to start. It was my role for Scooby-Doo Readathon, and it's a series. It's The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. I read The Handmaid's Tale last month. So that's the reading update, the chronic illness update. The fatigue is real, and it's a struggle just to sit here and do some work. Things don't get made up, which I do have a meeting in a little bit. I should probably get ready for that. But this is the chronic illness flaring, no makeup. I did get dressed. Did the basics, and now I'm having a cup of decaf coffee. And oh yeah, the other thing that I want to do today, see these 2 piles? That is my birthday book haul that you may have just seen this past week. Very thankful for the books that I was gifted. And now I have to find a space to put them. There's a little room here, but I alphabetize, so it depends where. I'm sure I'll fill that space up. But yeah, so I want to find space for those up there. This will tell you how I'm feeling. I've recorded this clip 3 times already and had not been recording or forming words. I am in the car and about to go to the library. I have some overdue books and I have some holds to pick up, and then I'm going to get some coffee. Chronic illness is really kicking me in the rear this week. First time I'm doing a weekly vlog. It's just a coincidence, has no correlation. It is, I tried a new medicine, it did not work, or the side effects were too much, and I still have to be able to function in everyday life. I need to maintain my job, so I'm gonna go to the library, then I'm gonna go get a coffee and hopefully get some work done when I get back. Hi, today is Friday. Yay. It's September 20th, and I was going to end the vlog today, but I think I'm actually going to end it tomorrow and post it Sunday, because I am hoping to finish O Caledonia by Elspeth Barker. This is a sort of gothic tale, I guess, about Janet, who is, so the book starts with a murder, and then we go backwards, or we go look at childhood of the victim, and I guess come to the conclusion of who did it. I don't know. I don't really know where this is going. It's just telling us about her life, and she's the oldest child and is mischievous, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's good writing. I am reading slow. Just been super fatigued lately, so but it's not long. It's under 200 pages, so hopefully I'll get it done today and finish up the vlog tomorrow. Good morning. It is Saturday, September 21st. I am almost 3/4 of the way through O Caledonia by Elspeth Barker. This is just kind of middle of the road for me. I thought it was going to be more thrillery, mystery kind of thing, but it's really not. It's about this one girl, and it starts off with her murder, which is not a spoiler. That happens in the first like 2 pages, and I think it says it in the in the synopsis. It says Janet was found oddly attired in her mother's black lace evening dress, twisted and slumped in bloody, murderous death. So when you read a synopsis like that, you think it's going to be at least more like Agatha Christie-ish. It definitely is not. Has the thing that I like about how the place they are kind of takes on a role as a character in the story. Janet and her family move to this kind of rundown mansion estate in the Scottish Moors that her dad inherits or something like that. And so we definitely have that going on, and the descriptions that the author takes a lot of time
with the descriptions of the moors and the sea and the cliffs, and also Janet's kind of feelings about all that. I'm now at the point where she is a teenager or coming into her teens, and she honestly just seems like a lonely little girl that her family is kind of awful to her. She does things that seem ill-intended, but the reader has empathy for her, I think, because we can see her thought process, and that it wasn't out of a malice place that things happen. But her family, because they have like 5 kids, 4 or 5 kids, I think 5, and she's the oldest, but she's not very helpful with the younger kids, and her parents just don't really pay much attention to her, or they get mad at her about stuff. So yeah, I'm just kind of middle of the road with this. I finished O Caledonia by Elspeth Barker. This ended up just being a book about the main character, who in the beginning, which this is not a spoiler, is found dead. And then we just go through her life from birth to the time of death, which I think was 16 or 17. Yeah, it was fine. It wasn't anything extraordinary. It was something that I expected to be more, I guess. It takes place in Scotland, in the Scottish moors, a derelict old castle where the family lives, and talks about our main character Janet's relationship with her siblings, with her parents, with her classmates at her boarding school, and with some of the community members. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I think I'm gonna give it about a 3-star. So with that done, let's wrap up the vlog. I read So Lucky by Nicola Griffith. I also wrapped this up in my mid-month wrap-up, which I will link below. I'm still working on A Prayer for Owen Meany by John Irving. I'm liking it. It's not like anything spectacular. It's just some stories about our main character's life and his best friend, Owen Meany. I am still reading also the memoir by Emily Wells, A Matter of Appearance. This is about a ballerina who develops an autoimmune disorder. And then I did pull for Scooby-Doo-a-thon, Margaret Atwood's The Testaments. I rolled something having to do with a strong female character, and I was gonna read this also for series September. Just sort of not feeling it. My reading this month, or this month actually too, has just been kind of meh. So yeah, I'm gonna just find something, totally just pick something random to read.
So thank you for spending the week with me. And yeah, if you want to find out what I get up to for the rest of the month, please hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all really soon. Bye.